7 rounds. That's an extra 3.8 or 4 seconds to average it out. 510. Math is not as strong. Trying to work out my strategy and calculating seconds on a goal time for this workout so that I'm not wasting another attempt, because there's no way I'm going to do a workout again and touch wood get a worse time. So I'm just trying to figure out, do I just stay a little bit slower at the start? So I've sort of worked out how many total seconds I have for the whole workout, and then I'm just sort of dividing that over the rounds and trying to figure out whether to go a little bit slower at the start than I did before, or whether to hold an average pace that's still a little bit slower than I went out. I'm thinking maybe starting a little bit slower, it usually sets my head up to think that like I'm behind, you know, so I kind of feel like I want to push the pace. Oh my God, I held back and then I need a race. Classically, I've done pretty well doing that. So I think if I force myself to go slower at the start, I might be more inclined to go faster and push into that pain cave later. If I do 3 1-minute rounds, then that means I need to do 7 at a 47-second pace, which is real quick. I don't think that's realistic. .9:26, I think it was, which was like good time, and I definitely hurt, but I finished and I hurt for a second and then I didn't hurt anymore. I wasn't sore and it didn't stay with me, and I realized that I've hurt way more than that before, so I need some practice to hurt again. That was something that took me like years and years to build, and I haven't had to hurt for like over 12 months. As soon as I finished the games and then I was training recreationally, found out I was pregnant, didn't need to hurt anymore because I was pregnant, and then recovered postpartum, still didn't push to that hurt. So I've only just started to do that, and you know, it takes time to really push the line. So I'm doing it again for that reason, to see if I can push the line. I want a better time too, but I need to see if I can push the line and see like where I can hurt to, because I think that's actually one of the only things in this particular workout that's holding me back at the moment. Not necessarily my ability in something as simple as this. Every 2 hours. Not only that, she went to bed. She woke up at what, like 8, 11, and then 1, 3, 4:38. Yep.
Approximately 4:30.
She ate so much yesterday too, and she's doing like 2 big sleeps a day. She's just growing. One day to the next, she can't do something and she wakes up and she can do it. It's like she went to bed one night, woke up the next day and could blow raspberries, and that's all she's been doing ever since. Alrighty guys, I probably haven't picked the best ROM to have a chat to you and debrief about 20.1 purely because I have my arms in front of my face, but I'm going to do the best I can to do both, but just bear with me while I change positions. So I just did 20.1 and I did it for the second time, and if you followed my CrossFit journey over the last 7 years, essentially 8 years now, you would know that I've always sort of promoted, I've always tagged and said that I am a one and done kind of girl when it comes to the open workouts, and I wanted to explain why, and then I want to explain why I'm doing it differently this time. So the reason I've always been a one and done girl is because the way that the Open or the CrossFit Games season was structured in the past, it meant that I was always going to do quite well in the Open, just being at the level that I was at, and that I wasn't going to have an issue getting to the next stage, which was just regionals in the Australian region. So for me, I like to use it as a test of essentially my mental fortitude, being that if I was only given one opportunity, think about if you were only ever given one opportunity to do something, how hard and how committed would you be to that? You know, if you only had one chance to apply for your dream job, and that was a job you would have forever, you know, how dedicated would you be to that? So I really like to practice that, since we would then go to regionals and only get one chance, and we would go to the games and only get one chance. I really needed to know how to be a competitor and how to bring my 100% every single time. So that's why I was always a one and done. Fast forward, I'm here in 2019, I'm 4.5 months postpartum, so I just had a baby. So it's a big deal to even just be doing the Open for me. I didn't have any expectations, I didn't even know if I would do it. People ask me, are you going to try and qualify through the Open? My answer is, I'm not trying not to. I'm not going to write it off, because the way that I work is that I always do everything at 100%, and I just don't know where that will land, and that comes down to what I can control and what I can't. So I'm gonna go all in, and then I just don't know where that's gonna land. I don't know, you know, like I said in my last vlog, I don't know if I'll qualify or not qualify. But now, fast forward in the position that I'm in now, I'm doing the workouts twice. So my coach has sort of said, yeah, you need this, and for me, I'm trying to look at it a different way. And I still need to prioritize my training, because I'm going to do sanctioned events and I'm going to try and go to the games, and I have a lot of rebuilding to do. I'm not as strong as I was. I'm not as fit as I was. My skills are rusty. So I really, really need to be focusing on training. But one of the things I noticed when I did 20.1 for the first time on the day that it came out on the Friday, I did it that afternoon and, or that evening. And afterwards, I realized that I hurt, but I didn't hurt the way that I normally would. So I didn't hurt like I normally would. I didn't go to that blackout place, and I know what my maximum pain feeling is like, and I wasn't there. And so that wasn't okay with me. It didn't matter about the score as much. It was more about the feeling. So wherever I'm at, whatever level I'm at, whether I'm 4.5 months postpartum, or I was in my absolute prime of competition, or I'm 12 months from now, I should have the same feeling. I should be able to replicate that 100% maximum input and output. And so for that reason, I realized that I'm actually a little bit rusty when it comes to hurting. I haven't actually had to hurt in a workout since the 2018 CrossFit Games. I went to the CrossFit Games, I came home, I found out I was pregnant, and you know, so I went from holiday mode to pregnancy mode and then postpartum. Nowhere in that journey did I ever need to do a workout that hurt me, that was maximum. It was not safe to do that, and it wasn't necessary. There was no need. My priority was growing a baby, looking after a baby, and then recovering from having a baby. So I didn't have to hurt, and now it's really, really hard to gain back, because it's a skill to learn how to do that. It's a practice skill. So now I'm putting myself in the position where I actually realize that every workout I do now, every movement I do, every kind of structured workout I do, takes me about 3 times. It takes me 3 times to do something like that until I feel a little bit like I did before. The first time, it's really rusty. It's all over the place, and I'm like wobbly. It's like, you know, walking for the first time. And then the second time, it's a little bit better. But you know, I'll sort of try something out that I didn't do last time and I'll learn something else. And then the third time I practice it a little bit more, and then I'm kind of at the base level again. And that's how I've been treating every workout. You know, I do muscle ups, you know, 3 or so times, and then I kind of feel like I know what I'm doing. But I don't expect that the first time. And that's how I'm treating this now. I want to get the best score possible. It would be amazing if I could qualify now out of the Open. Like I said, I don't have the weight on that, but it would be amazing because it would take a lot of stress out of everything, and it would save me having to like really race around with my family trying to qualify and doing anything like that. And I'd just be able to enjoy the season a little bit more, so it would be really cool. But in the end, I really just want to try and use this as a way to learn how to hurt again, how to be competitive again, and really how to, you know, build that mental fortitude back up and to learn to be really, really resilient. So that's my goal out of the Open. That's my number one goal, so that the next thing I go to, I'm going to the Torian Pro here in Australia, and I'm going to be competing in a pair, and it's going to be for a few days, and I want to learn how to actually compete and be aggressive. And then when I go to a sanctioned event, I want to learn how to do that same thing on my own again. And then hopefully by the time, fingers crossed, I qualify for the games. If I do, when I get there, then I can learn how to be competitive and fight, and I can hurt, and I can go to that dark place again. But moral of the story is that hurting and pushing to your maximum is a practiced skill. You have to show up, and you have to really continue to do it and look for ways to keep growing and moving forward, and the only way to do that is just to keep practicing. So for that reason, it's Monday here. I just did the workout again. I improved on last time, not because I just went in and hoped that I could be better, but I sat down and I watched my video and I had a look at what I could improve. Where was I not fast enough? Where did I mentally break down? What were my limitations? And then try and replicate what I know of myself from the past. And then I set those goals and I chased them down and shaved a really good amount of time off. And I'm happy now that that is my maximum for the moment. I feel like that is the score that I'll put up is as best as I am right now. That's as fit as I am, as fast as I am, and that's all I have to offer for the moment. And hopefully week 2, 3, 4, and 5, I can get a little bit faster, a little bit more skillful, and keep some consistent training along the way. But my recommendation to you, whether you're going to be one and done or you're going to repeat it, is establish why you're doing it. Are you doing it for yourself? Because that's the only reason you should be doing it, and there should be a really strong reason that you do it for yourself. And if you're doing it for any other reason, then I just don't think you're going to be satisfied at the end, and you're not going to enjoy the process. That's my 2 cents anyway. 20.1 is done and dusted. I'm stoked. It hurt, and I'm ready for 20.2 and ready for a new challenge, maybe something that I haven't done yet. I'm out.